Bismarck, few names in naval history are as instantly recognizable, yet her legend is more complicated than most realize. She famously sank the pride of the Royal Navy, HMS Hood, but just 9 days later, she was herself sunk without destroying another ship. Touted as the most powerful battleship on Earth, Bismarck's reputation overshadows important context. The Japanese Yamato carried larger turrets and thicker armor, and Bismarck's wreck has long been known, making her neither a lost legend nor a mystery of the deep. To understand her fame, we must go back. After World War I, the Treaty of Versailles reduced Germany's navy to a coastal force, forbidding modern battleships. Yet German naval planners quietly preserved institutional knowledge, studying foreign designs and sketching replacements for aging predators. When Adolf Hitler came to power in 1933, rearmament became official policy, and Germany's naval architects could once again design capital ships. Initially, the primary concern was France, whose Denker-class battleships threatened to outclass any German vessel. Early Bismarck designs ranged from 30,000 to 35,000 tons, with 13-inch or 15-inch guns, focusing on speed to outrun stronger opponents while being heavily armored against cruiser killers. By 1935, the Anglo-German Naval Agreement allowed Germany to build battleships up to 35,000 tons, eliminating the need for secrecy. Intelligence on foreign navies shaped Bismarck's final design: 8 15-inch guns in 4 twin turrets, thick belt and sloped deck armor optimized to survive medium-range Atlantic engagements with exceptional resistance to underwater hits. She was conceived less as a fleet flagship for decisive battles and more as a strategic weaponer, heavily protected predator meant to tie down superior enemy forces. Ordered under the provisional name Hanover, her keel was laid on July 1, 1936, at Blohm and Voss in Hamburg. She was launched on February 14, 1939. Christened by Dorothea von Lumfeld, granddaughter of Otto von Bismarck, with Adolf Hitler delivering the address. Modifications during fitting out included replacing her straight stem with a raked Atlantic bow for better handling in rough waters. Commissioned on August 24, 1940, command passed to Captain Ernst Lindemann. Sea trials began in September in the Baltic, pushing her machinery for speed, endurance, and handling. During trials, Bismarck proved stubborn to steer using propeller revolutions alone, though gunnery trials confirmed her as an exceptionally stable firing platform. By December, trials concluded, and she returned to Hamburg for minor modifications. Plans to resume in January 1941 were delayed by a wreck blocking the Kiel Canal, frustrating her commander, who lamented the lost sea time. During this enforced inactivity, a visit from a Swedish naval attaché resulted in a report that reached Britain, providing the Royal Navy with crucial intelligence on the battleship they would soon hunt. Finally, on March 6, Bismarck received orders to sail for Kiel under heavy escort, fighters overhead and icebreakers clearing the way. 2 days later, she briefly grounded in the canal before reaching Kiel, where her crew loaded ammunition, applied a disruptive dazzle scheme, and endured a British air raid. On March 17, the elderly battleship Schlesien escorted her through frozen waters to Gotenhafen for final combat training. Under Grand Admiral Erich Raeder, Bismarck's mission was clear. Heavy surface ships would continue raiding Allied commerce in the Atlantic, and Bismarck, with her sister Tirpitz and the raiders already at sea, would reinforce these operations. Operational delays plagued the fleet. Tirpitz would not be ready for months. The heavy cruiser Admiral Scheer was damaged, and Admiral Graf Spee was undergoing overhaul. Despite this, Raeder insisted on proceeding with Bismarck and the heavy cruiser Prinz Eugene, reasoning that further delay would allow Britain time to strengthen defenses, and that US involvement was increasingly likely. Coordination with submarines was arranged, with a liaison officer aboard Bismarck to enable opportunistic attacks on Allied convoys. By May, final preparations were complete. On May 5, Hitler inspected Bismarck and Tirpitz at Gutenhafen, with ceremonial flags hoisted and formal greetings exchanged. Drills and refueling with Prince Eugene followed, yet mechanical setbacks continued. On May 16, a portside crane essential for handling aircraft and boats failed, delaying departure while repairs were made. At last, Bismarck was ready. An Operation Rheinebang, the long-awaited breakout into the Atlantic, was set to begin 2 days later. Bismarck's journey from conception to her first sortie reflects not only the ambition of the Kriegsmarine, but also the careful political, technological, and strategic calculations that made her a legendary battleship, despite her short and violent career.